bloody hell is this?
Oh boy, oh boy.
It can't be. Footy Mythbusters.
Going off nice and early with the sting there. I was just going to get everyone settled and set this up.
I don't want to be the perpetrator of any bad news or any negative stuff, but it's my job in football to look at the myths in football, because there are a lot, and to find out simply whether they are true or not true. And that's what the segment is. So,
and last week was a good one with Doug Hawkins.
Yeah, and
very good.
This week, I think we've got a better one, Bill.
Oh, hello.
So this was concerning one of our own, Duck over here.
Come on.
Now, Duck, at the time of this particular thing, Duck, I just want you to tell me whether this is right or not. You were the best player in the competition. You were the star of the competition. So that's why people wanted to get hold of you.
He's nodding.
That sits pretty comfortably with him, I reckon.
He was sitting there nodding.
Now, listen.
Was I?
A small speed hump issue popped up, and you decided to leave the country.
I've done that a few times.
Unusual. But anyway, off he goes, and you head off to Thailand, unbeknownst to anyone. You just going over there.
I was on the run.
A little bit of Koh Samui. What's the other street over there, the main street in Thailand?
Phuket.
Phuket.
Well, that's another place. It's not a street.
Anyway, Thailand, and he's over there at Koh Samui, all snug, and the media. They've just gone psycho. They're trying to, is he in Darwin? Is he in Cairns? Is he in Palm
Wagga? Where are you going with this?
Wagga.
This is a myth.
Has he snuck up to his rock farm up on the Rock, where, by the way, there's no topsoil at all.
Hey, by the way, that's no longer mine.
Oh.
Hey, lost that?
Anyway, the media are chasing him all over the world. Vegas. Yes, Duck goes to Vegas. No, they go over there. A couple desperate to get over there. Tony Sheen and a few others. No, he's not in Vegas. And so eventually one of the smartest, most on-the-ball type media operators, senior sort of sports journo, TJ, Tony Jones.
Yeah,
from Channel 9.
Hang on, BT. I just want you to know, Tony Jones, very well respected. Worked with him on the Sunday footy show.
you did.
Yeah.
I love Tony Jones. So where are you going with this?
Well, he spent 5 days looking for you. So he had a mole at passport headquarters here, Commonwealth headquarters, and he was able to track your passport down, and he realised that you had gone.
That's illegal, but he found out where you were anyway.
Koh Samui.
Where is this going?
And after 5 days of looking for you, and the newsroom said he couldn't find you. He couldn't find you. He went
Maybe I
to
wasn't
Samui.
there,
He was
BT.
in the same spot.
Maybe I wasn't even there. Maybe I wasn't there.
Anyway, his boss at Channel 9, who would have been probably one of the big news bosses in
Sorrell,
Hugh
John
Nayland,
Sorrell?
Michael Venus. TJ had already his bill had sort of risen steeply up to about 12,500 in accommodation, airfares,
Looking for
a lot of food,
No.
and so the boss Michael Venus said, TJ, no, you've been on the hunt for 5 or 6 days, mate. You can't find the duck. He's fled the world, and you can't get him. You're going to have to come back anyway. So he reluctantly goes to Bangkok Airport, about to jump on the plane, minutes away in the queue with
a boarding pass.
Like he's fifth in line or something. And he's in the queue.
He's not on the plane though.
And all of a sudden, a text message comes through.
Yep.
And it's from Wayne Carey.
Oh.
And it said something along, I believe you're looking for me. Meet me at the Ping Pong Hotel tonight. Right? Because Duck's staying at the Ping Pong Hotel.
Listen to this.
He says, meet me
As if
tonight.
I'd be staying at the Ping Pong.
No, you weren't, Duck.
Meet me tonight
At the Intercontinental.
at the PP. Let's call it the PP. Tonight at 7 o'clock, I'll be there, and I am going to give you the one-on-one. TJ got on to Michael Venus, and if you look, it's going to be another $2.5 grand. But I've got him. Duck's agreed to do it. I've got a text from him. He said, "Come on down. Let's talk and do this nice little story for you." And anyway, so TJ turns up.
This up well.
Now TJ turns up at
Flies back.
Hasn't flown
no,
out
he's
yet.
at Hong Kong Airport.
Oh,
he
he's
still
cancels
at the
the flight.
He's at Hong Kong now.
No, Bangkok Airport.
Heads towards the PP Hotel,
PT.
and he's there. And anyway, he's sort of sitting there in the front bar because Duck said, I'll meet you in the front bar and you can set up your cameras over there and we can do the whole thing. And
The PP.
what he didn't know is I'm told that
BT, I would not do
that
this.
No.
you had several hideout holes strategically placed around the PP Hotel.
Vantage points.
And yes, about 100 metres, and you could see.
Oh.
You had a perfect view of the bar, and TJ's sitting there, and he's 7 o'clock. He waltzes in, and he sits down, and has a martini
And a burger.
Yeah. And by gee, when you watched him come up the stairs, he just let go of one as well, and by himself. But anyway, he's sitting there. 7 o'clock, no Wayne Carey.
No.
7:15,
Oh, no.
still no Duck. TJ's looking around, and while all of this was going on, 7:30 arrives, no Duck. Duck is 100 metres away at one of these strategically placed posts, looking at TJ
Through binoculars.
and absolutely pissing himself laughing because he has no intention of meeting TJ at the PP Hotel.
I would not do that.
surely.
I
And
would not do
I
that.
want to know whether this is a myth or whether it's true, Duck. Is it yes or no?
No.
Duck.
Not true.
Duck, I reckon
Not-
this could be true.
Well,
Did you do that?
No.
Okay, then.
Not to TJ.
Let's ask the man himself,
Oh,
Tony Jones. We've got him on the line here from Channel 9 News. Now, TJ, welcome to Triple M Footy.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to come on Triple M Footy.
Now, TJ, this is a new Mythbuster segment, and we're trying to. I think you've been listening, and you chased him all over the town. Tell us what happened. Am I near the money with what went on in your chase of Wayne Carey?
Well, first of all, can I say, I was put on hold and my battery life was 100%, but by the time you finished that story, BT, it's in the red. So no, well, can I just say that you're almost on the money, right? Now, what happened was, yes, the Duck was a wanted man, and no one knew where he was, and it was about 5 to 6 one night, and I got a phone call out of the blue from some bloke who was over there, and he's gone, "Are you looking for Wayne Carey?" And I'm like, well, yeah, why? And he goes, "He's 2 tables away from me." I said, "Where are you?" He's going, "Koh Samui." I've never heard of Koh Samui. Anyway, so I said to the boss, who was Michael Venus, I said, "Hey, listen, this guy's just rang and he said Wayne Carey's 2 tables away," and he's gone, "Book a flight." Next thing, I'm on a bloody midnight flight to Bangkok, and I'm thinking, well, this is going to be like shooting apples in a bucket, because I thought Koh Samui was like the size of Hamilton Island. And as we're flying into it from Bangkok, it's like the size of Tasmania. And I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to find this bloke? Anyway, and then I thought to myself, do I actually want to find him? Because he's going to belt the shit out of me. Anyway, so, which he'd threatened to do only months earlier on the Sunday Footy Show, you might remember, Doug.
Tony, not to you.
Yeah, you did. Anyway, so we got there, and I thought, we're never going to find him, but we'll just put up a bit of a token effort. So we've gone to the top of Chawang Road, I think it's called, and there's really only one road which comes into there, and there are a million motorbikes, and they're all wearing the same thing, the Bing Tang T-shirts and all that sort of stuff. And you wouldn't believe it. We'd been there for, as I say, less than an hour, sitting at this bar at a table out the front, sort of on lookout, and there's this bloke in this bright yellow shirt, and he's on this motorbike with a companion behind him, and they're coming down the road, and I've gone, Jesus, have a look, that's Carey, it's Carey. Anyway, so I've ducked under the table so he wouldn't see me. Well, actually, it was more to protect myself than anything else. And anyway, so he's gone into this restaurant area, so we sort of followed him, and we were watching him from the beach and got a few shots, and I said, well, I'm not going to go in and hit him up in the restaurant. I said, that's just stupid. We'll go and wait by his motorbike. But by the time we actually got back to the motorbike, he'd gone. So we had to spend the next 5 days, 5 days, searching every resort. And we thought, the cameraman I was with was fantastic. He would not give up. I was only making a token effort because I knew he was going to shit out of me. And so we ended up not getting him. But just to put a full stop to this very long story, we were in Bangkok and we were in this executive suite. So we had a couple of nights there on the way back after 5 exhausting days of hunting down the Duck. And next thing, my phone goes off and it just comes up, Duck. And I'm like, oh. And I looked at it, and he's gone, meet me at, was it called Fisherman's Village Duck or something? Or?
Yeah.
Not ping pong.
Finally getting
No,
to
it
the end of
wasn't
the
ping
story,
pong.
TJ.
Not ping pong, Brian.
Anyway, so to get to the end of the story, we
Yes,
flew
please.
back. We made a hasty flight back from Bangkok, and we did not find him. It was only later that I found out that he was watching us all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
You know
it's
what?
true.
Well, but, you know what? I'll confess here now, Tony, and to BT and all our listeners, that is true.
Yeah.
you saw him.
And I did. I sat there and watched him.
You're the only person that got one on Tony Jones.
I sat there and watched him for a while, and you know what? And Tony knows we get along very well, and Tony knows. And actually, I've apologised to Tony since. It was one of those situations where I was probably I would have been upset if you got a camera shoved in your face or whatever, and you were away trying to get away. But I probably thought, this is my opportunity to get to actually get one back. Wouldn't have mattered. It wasn't because it was Tony. It would have been any one of those people, and I would have done the same thing. But I have apologised, Tony, haven't I?
Yeah, but you don't need to apologise. I was chasing you. But look, it worked out okay because, as I say, after 5 days, I didn't get the interview, but I got some great T-shirts and DVDs.
Hey, Tone, I want you to very quickly smash another myth too. Whose cherry ripe was it? Yours or Doc's?
Yeah.
Who ate the other's cherry ripe? And did Doc then not speak for the whole night because he cracked the shits?
Well, let's put this on the record right now. Right?
Yes.
He always had a twirl. I had the cherry ripe. One night, I noticed my cherry ripe wrapper glistening in his little doctor bag.
This is when
Which
Channel 9
really-
are covering the footy, and you're the boundary riders. Yep.
Yeah, and he would not give up that
Doc
cherry
Larkins.
ripe. I eventually had to dive into the bag and grab it, and correct, we didn't talk for the rest of the night. In fact, maybe it was
All the
gone
rest of the year.
rest of the season. Yeah.
He thumped your cherry ripe.
He stole my cherry ripe.
Hey, TJ, thanks for coming on, mate. We look forward to seeing you on National 9 News. Not tonight. You're a weekday only operator, is that right?
Oh, he's just trying to push.
Pete. He's trying to get rid of Pete. He's just trying to get rid. And the Sunday Footy Show. You'll be on
Sunday
tomorrow.
Footy Show. We look forward to seeing you there.
Yes, that's always a highlight of my day. The Sunday. Yeah, no, looking forward to it.
Thanks, Tony.
See you,
All
mate.
right.
Bye-bye.
Well done, TJ. Thanks for that.
Brian, you're correct. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Well
There's
done.
another
I don't
myth.
know. How did you even find out
Oh,
about
I
that?
find out about these things. I've got a couple of rippers coming up over the next couple of weeks as well.